Hi everyone, Crafty Nanny Jean here, and today I'm going to do a review on different Chenille yarns. I recently purchased some Chenille yarn at Joann, some at Walmart, and then I have the Bernat blanket yarn, which is a Chenille, and I had purchased a whole bunch of Dollar Tree because it was only $1.25, and I will tell you all about what I like and what I didn't. So I'm going to start out with showing you what I made. Well, I think I'll start out by showing you the actual yarns. Okay, so let's look at the yarns. Okay, I'm going to start with the Bernat. I think that's how you pronounce it. I always pronounced it Bernat because it seems to me it's a French word and they don't pronounce T's. But I may be wrong. I never was good at languages. So this is the Bernat baby blanket, and I've been using this for a long time, and what I use this for mainly, what I started using this for is doing fleece blanket edging. So this is what I recently did. So it's just a fleece blanket edging like this. And that was just, and then I have a video there on how to make the holes to use this. So that's what I originally started using the yarn for. And this is a different yarn on the end, and I will get to that yarn. So I had a lot of blanket yarn. I have it, and I haven't really been making the blankets, but I am going to start with the Dollar Tree Chenille yarn and tell you why I don't like it, and I am going to pass it on. Okay, number one, this is what it does on the ends. And as you're crocheting, little fuzzies come off of it. And I have really bad allergies, so that doesn't help my allergies at all. It gets all over. I have a pillow that I put under that helps to keep my arms up because I'm old. And it gets all over the pillow as I'm crocheting. The definition, I used a size 5 hook here. The definition isn't very good, but you can see them. So that's with a single crochet. So I personally will be getting rid of all of my Dollar Tree Chenille, and it's pretty sad because they had so many pretty colors. I'm kind of upset about it. So I would say no, don't buy it. Okay, so the next yarns I am going to do are Hobby Lobby. Now I have used both of these yarns, and this is what I used for the black edging on the blanket that I just finished last night. And this is a velvety, and this is there's two different kinds, so you need to watch it when you're doing, because they both are called Velvety Smooth, but one is called Velvety Smooth Aran. I don't know why it's called Aran, and that's also a color always used in several yarns, which is kind of like this color, is an Aran color. So basically they don't put the weight on these yarns, or the size of the bulkiness. And it's very hard on some of these. I had a heck of a time trying to find the beginnings. So that was not a plus with it, but they're really nice yarns. So this, I would go somewhere between a 3 and a 4. So I would say somewhere between a spart weight and a worsted weight. And in this one, it's 3.5 ounces, and there's 161 yards. I don't really go by the ounces unless you're actually with a pattern for the ounces, because it's the yards that count, because it depends on the weight. If you got a number 3 yarn, it's obviously going to weigh less than a number 6 yarn. So so 161 yards on this one, and this is called, the name of the color is Charcoal, number 4. And this is a really, really nice yarn. Okay, and this one is called Ivory, and it is 80 yards. And again, it weighs 3.5 ounces, and this one was also, okay, and the smaller one is saying a 5.5, oh, that's knitting needles, I'm talking crochet. It's saying it's size K, 10.5. I don't use that big of a needle. I used a 5 on that. This I could even use my 2.5, which is what I used to do most of my amigurumi animals, because I like them small. And this one is saying to use a size 13 or M. So it just depends on, you know, what you're making. If you're making an actual blanket, you might want to use that up. But anyways, these are really nice yarns. They're very nice on your fingers, very soft. I like it a lot. Easy to crochet with, if you can keep it. My hands are sore, they're shaking and very dry this morning. We've been very hot here in the Phoenix area, in the valley. And so, yeah, the definition, basically what I did when I started using the blanket yarn to actually make animals, and I'll show you the animals that I made here in a minute, was I marked every other stitch with a marker to make sure that I could, that I wouldn't miss a stitch. But this isn't too bad. It's pretty defined. And now this is a light color, so of course you're always going to have better luck with a light color. So that is Ivory, and that is the Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth. Okay, and here's the Charcoal, but this is actually, it's called Charcoal, but it's actually very black. So it's a nice, beautiful black, and it's just like what it says. It's like a velvet that they have taken down and put it into yarn. It's extremely nice. I like it a lot. After working 3 animals with this, because I think I may have made some in the past, but I gave up because I couldn't see. So this time I decided I would go ahead and do it, and after a while I got so used to it, and it was nice. So as you can see with the black, it's a little bit harder to see, but then darker yarns always are. So that is Yarn Bee, Hobby Lobby yarn, Velvety Smooth Aran, Charcoal. Yarn Bee. Okay, now we have the next one I'm going to go that I was surprised at. Well, let's do the Bernat. That's been around a while. Okay, so here's the Bernat, and I have several things of the Bernat because, like I said, I was using them as blanket edging on the fleece because I never liked the tie blankets or anything. So this is 10.5 ounces, which means nothing because it's a thicker yarn, and it is a size 6 yarn, and it's a super bulky 6 is what it's called. And it's suggesting a size 11 hook, which is weird that the other one was doing a 13. So a size 11, a K, I guess that is. Yeah, size 11, US. So it's really, yeah, it's saying anywhere from an 8 millimeter to an 11 millimeter is what they're saying. Yeah, 8 to 11. And so this is the Bernat baby yarn. And like I said, that's what I used on there. And this definition on this yarn is pretty good. So this is, like I said, this is quite a bulky weight. And this is more like I don't want to say a minky, but it's more like a plush towel. So where the velvet was very straight forward and was like working with velvet, this is more like working with a plush towel or one of those plush robes. So as you can see, the definition, now this again is a lighter color, and it does tend to curl as you're going along, but you can stop that, you know, as you go, and you can always, if you're making something like a scarf, you can always just press it and it'll come out. So if you can see that. So again, you can mark that with the markers every other stitch, and that helps a lot. Okay, now this was nice that I found the mainstays at Walmart, and this is, which is their brand, this is called Cozy Chenille yarn, and this was, I don't remember how much this one cost. I would think it was around $6.99, and it's 220 yards. It also 8 to 11, and it is just a little bit, it's just a little bit less bulky than the Bernat yarn. And it was also a nice yarn. It did not come off at the end. No fuzz came off. It worked up well. It wasn't my favorite, but it did work up well. I did have a little problem in the beginning when I was making, so what I made was these ducks, and I had made one for my other great-granddaughter, but she's not, I already gave it to her. And so this is for her sister. And these are toys, which are called, I believe they're called Snuggler for babies, but if you make it for babies, don't use safety eyes, embroider the eyes. And this was by HookArt, and I just added a little bit more. I didn't like the beak that she had was too short, or wasn't wide enough around, so I added a few stitches to that. And then I added the eyelashes, which the girls right away when they saw the eyelashes, oh, my duck has eyelashes. So yeah, it's worth putting the eyelashes on for the kids. And then out of the Bernat yarn, this is what I did, was the little dinosaur, which was also from HookArt. And the only thing I did different here, and this was really easy to work with the purple. The only thing I did different here is I did my own spikes, and I did them directly on rather than having to sew them on. So the whole thing basically, other than sewing on the tail and the head, these are no sew. And I really don't, because it's hand stitching, it's hard for me at my age. So so here's the white that I used for the duck, and it was easy, especially because I started out with the double crochet. So by the time I got to the single crochet, I was more used to seeing it. So as you can see, it turned out really cute. So that's that one. But here's the one that surprised me because I didn't even know they had it. So I went to get some more Bernat yarn at Joann because it was on sale for $8.99. And to my surprise, I find that the Big Twist, which is Joann's, has a Chenille yarn. And this is, it's called a 5-weight, but it's more, I don't know, it's not, I guess it is. I guess it's about a 5-weight. It's definitely a lot less. So it's between, I would say, a 4 and a 5. But you can see, hopefully you can see the difference. So each one is a little bit different, but this is much thinner, which I really like because I make small amigurumi animals, and this will be perfect for that. And so this is a pink. I got a pink, yellow, and an orange, and this was on sale for $6.99 last week. I don't know if it is this week, but this is this has 233 yards in comparison to Bernat that has 220 yards. So in the long run, you have more, you have yards, you have a thinner weight, but you also have more yards for $6.99 in the Big Twist than you do in the Bernat. And it's easier to work with. So my suggestion is, my favorite right now out of this is either the Big Twist or the Hobby Lobby yarn bees. Those are my favorites because these are more like velvet. All of these are more like velvet, and the Bernat yarn is more like a fluffy towel, a plush towel. So it all just depends what you want. If you're after a plushy thing, then yeah, you want to stick with the blanket yarn. If you're more if you like the velvety better, then stick with your Big Twist and your yarn bees. Anyways, I hope that helped. I definitely do not recommend the Dollar Tree yarn for anybody who has allergies or doesn't want fuzz all over their house. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.